Welcome everyone, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephanie.
We're Van Life Sheldon's Travels. Today we're live right here at Destination Open Roads Place. We're still rebuilding the van, guys. But we took yesterday and we did some planning. We'll kind of get into that here in a few minutes when a few people get on. What happened yesterday? We bought a bigger sink than we thought, so we were yesterday was a lot of designing and stuff, but we'll get into that. But today, Steph's actually going to be doing some painting,
Yeah.
so we thought let you guys enjoy that just the same. Why not? Let me get the chat up here.
Definitely. So, with painting a camper van, I kind of wanted and asked, what was the best brand to paint a camper van? And should you go with interior paint or exterior paint? And I had some couple of questions, which I wanted to talk to you guys about because you might have those same questions. This Valspar, and he preferred this one because they do indoor and outdoor, but he suggested outdoor because if you have your doors open all the time and your wood is getting exposure to sunlight and things like that, after a while your paint will
deteriorate.
It'll deteriorate and it'll lessen in color. So he suggested this one, and then they had about 4 or 5 different glosses, and this one has the gloss in it, so it's not like a 2-step process. It's not like paint and then gloss. I just want to say hello to everybody who's coming on.
Yeah, we've got 22 people on now, 20 people, so I guess we can kind of recap. Yes. Welcome everyone. We are live right here at Destination Open Roads Place, Scott and Terry's. Yes. Hanging out today. Yesterday we did not go live because we went shopping and got a whole bunch of new kitchen stuff for Steph. Yes. She'll have to go through and show all of you the new cutting boards and stuff.
And I'll probably be doing that at the end of this live, so if you wanted to hang on for that.
Right.
Because this live, I'm going to be painting this be our cabinet on this left side of the van
with the TV side,
and then Mike is going to be doing some hinges on the bed and finishing up the bed,
just kind of taking some
that.
Putting in some little brackets and stuff on the bed and letting everything get connected, so
we'll try to switch you between both projects.
So yeah, you'll get to see a little bit of Steph and a little bit of us, but to kind of recap,
Lulu and Scooter's Adventures, I'm glad you made it to Flagstaff.
Yay, good deal. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. We've got a couple moderators on. We got Craig and we got Lulu and Scooter's Adventures on. So there'll be some moderators. I want to say thank you to both of you in the beginning. I know you'll kind of take care of things here, but we are live. Steph's gonna do some painting.
I'm actually taking off my shoes because I don't want to get paint on my shoes. I'd rather get paint on my feet because I can wash that off.
So yesterday we started to build the kitchen area, and we got going, and we were gonna do it. We got out the sink, the oven, got the wood, started building, and the next thing you know,
the sink was a little
the sink was just too big.
Yes, so we got another sink coming that was exactly like the one we opened, except it's 2 inches smaller. And this one actually has the place cutouts for our faucet, which is really nice because the last one didn't have that.
So this will be a drop-in sink instead of an undermount sink. How's the connection, guys? Is it good today or is it horrible?
Yes.
Let me see what the boosters are saying, but
why he gets that, hopefully it's not buffering too bad and you can hear what I'm talking about. We just got a small pint size of paint, so because we're not painting that big of an area today, but I got some exterior paint for the van, so because it's going to have a lot of sun exposure, and we were able to return the sink. It was an Amazon product, so that was no problem there. And it does say all-weather adhesive, and they said that you could either go with an exterior paint or you could go with an interior paint, but with an interior paint they suggested doing a gloss over it so it would be more durable and it would look nicer. This one already comes with that semi-gloss in it, so that's why I went ahead and chose this. So I think this was the race choice for the band. So we're gonna paint this on this board, and then this will be for the cabinet by the TV. Oh, and for those of you who are wondering, I did get this, so to show you, I want it to be a cream color to make the band like a lighter color, and I don't know if you could see the name on there. It's Ivory Lace. Really nice, I like it. I just got a couple of different cream colors, laid them on the board, and just seen which one looked the best. So that's kind of how I deciphered that. But Ivory Lace is what we're going to be painting this today.
I did move the boosters, guys, so hopefully the connection's a little bit better. We'll know here in a second when the booster kind of reconnects. It does make it feel bigger, so that's why we were going with the lighter color. So this will give all night for this to dry.
And then I wanted to go with white originally, but Aja said that her cabinets are white, and she regrets white because it shows everything. So that's why she made me rethink about a cream color. It's off white.
So we got the new sink ordered. It'll be here Mondays, and we'll be returning the other sink. It does have a cutting board and all the nice stuff in it. It's a very nice sink, but made by the same company. But that's the color.
Yeah.
I hope it's not buffering now. We've got both I got the boosters up, and it seems to be working. So
I don't want to get paint on that, and I just mix it, pour it in there, right?
Yep. Well, I'm gonna leave you to Steph here, and I'm gonna do some little stuff in there to keep the battery box a little bit more secure, and you'll get to see what I'm doing here in a little bit.
And this pint size, I don't know if in the comments, I'm not reading them right now, I'm sorry guys, but this was $18 and some change for this pint of paint. And we just figured that that's all we'll need because we're just painting the wood that you could really see. And so we don't think it should be a lot. The guy said that this should cover about 100 square feet, so we think that should be enough. If not, we'll always go back and get another can of paint. It looks nice and thick. It looks good, guys. This might be fun to watch. I'm not like the cleanest person, but I try not to make a big mess. But I usually end up making a mess, so we'll just see what all gets painted. I just might paint their whole yard.
Who knows, right?
I really don't want to paint their yard. They would not appreciate that. Okay. Yes, which is probably not a good idea because I'm painting and I don't really know what I'm doing.
She knows what she's doing.
I'm winging it.
Isn't that the fun part of being live? Seeing the trials and tribulations.
That's why.
We'll teach you before we leave. Well, that didn't look so bad. Alright, I'm hoping this looks nice, guys. I don't want to make it look like a mess on live television. It's looking okay. So I'm definitely thinking this might need 2 coats because I might not be painting this even. We'll figure it out. We'll figure this out. What are you saying?
That worked out perfect.
That boarded?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I put a little piece of tab pieces of board so I can still slide this board in and out to get to the batteries, but it'll just slide right in.
Did you want to show the live that?
No, I kind of show them all of this at the end, I guess.
At the end, one big loop.
I guess I could show them. Well, I guess I'll show you what I'm doing for a second.
Does this look alright?
I think it looks great. All right, well, this is what the back is looking like now. I have a piece of wood here, and then Steph's putting a board here that's gonna go along this wall. So that's what she's painting. But I kind of built this for the batteries to be able to slide. That's what I just did. I put in a couple of tabs here so that this will be able to slide. And I'll put in a little screw on the edge that I can take out if I need to access the batteries. I will also be tacking the batteries down today, so it's also what I'll be doing. But that's pretty much the bed. And the other side wall over there is going to have a piece of wood and then a corning top on top. And then, of course, the kitchen side, I'm going to be redoing all the wiring to use some of my wiring. A lot of it's good still, so we'll reuse some of it, but anything that doesn't look right, I'll change out. But there's the battery box side. I'm going to have the fuse panel, the 12-volt fuse panel, the inverter, and the solar charge controller on this wall right here. But I'll flip it back around so you can see stuff.
So now I should let it dry, right?
Yep.
Before I do a second coat?
I would do another little coat and then let it dry. Good job.
I was gonna paint the edge because we'll probably be able to see those. We want to paint everything because we want it to be completely looking finished.
Oh, that's what we're gonna do. Go home and paint.
Okay. I think Destination Open Road's parents just got here. I think her mom just said she's gonna go home and paint. Looks like it's a busy Saturday here in Washington. That's looking better. Definitely looking better. Okay, so that's finished. I think that looks nice. I don't think I got too much paint on my clothes. A little bit of paint on my hands. A little bit of paint on this ankle. But other than that, I'm pretty clean. So let's see what the comments say. Sheldon is so talented. Yeah, that little guy is amazing. Water slide. That would be so cute to get Sheldon a water slide. Hey, Claire's Life, we are just painting this board. It's going to be for our side cabinet. It's actually going to hold Sheldon's tank, and it's going to be our electronics cabinet. So we're going to be building this today, and then Mike's finishing up the bed. We'll be doing that on the live too today. Thank you, Cheryl. It's always nice for a little enthusiasm, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So thank you for all the good words and all the nice things. And we'll flip you around and see what Mike's doing. And I don't know if we're gonna get this a second coat, but I got plenty of paint left. And that's not the only thing we're gonna paint, so we'll see what happens. I should probably close up this paint though. Talking about that. I'm cleaning out my paint pan, right? So the paint don't make a layer, right? That's what you do. I don't even know what to do with this pan. I get a paper towel, clean this up. I'm really making a mess. I'm gonna leave you sitting here for a minute. I just feel like I need to go to the hose and rinse off before I clean up the can. I can read this one comment, but I can't touch the screen. Wash the pan while it's still wet. That's what I thought. You want to read these comments? I need to wash up.
No problem. Hey guys. Wow. 100 of you on here. Very nice. 102. Let me get the comments up. Yep, that works. Tank. It just says good. Sheldon does want his own paint roller. Yeah, it looks really good, babe. Very nice. Just do it when it's before it gets wet. Before it dries, you need to clean it, but you'll make a mess on wherever you clean it. So
So you think I need to just undo this hose as much as I can and go down in the yard?
yeah, I'll have to ask Scotty where he would like you to clean this. So let me go ask Scotty real quick. And you got a little bit right here. You're good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I kind of show you what I did over on this side while she's cleaning up. No problem. I'll spin you around here. As you can see, I built this little rail here, but I also wanted a nice board beside the freezers, but I needed a hole to ventilate. So I cut a hole in the wood to ventilate it. Put a couple nice, a bracket here, another bracket, spin you up, another bracket here, and a bracket there. So I probably put another bracket on the floor. When I put in another, I'm gonna put in a piece of flooring to go this way to make that all look nice. Couldn't put the pieces all the way across because of the trap door for the gas tank, so that's why that's not like that. But yeah, just a couple little quick things, and then now the battery box is there, so I'm going to cut some more slats to make that better and level. And then this will probably need a second coat of paint. Just put everything in a plastic bag. That's a good idea. All right. So here's this side. I think that looks nice. And I'm gonna put some slats here, cover this up, and bring the bed all the way over, but this part here doesn't need to move. So I found this really nice piece of wood. It was cheaper than this. Really nice. It might end up being a piece of my table. I have another piece that really looks good with the floor. So I also got some wood for the kitchen. So I'm just trying to decide if I should get going on that or just call it a day. What do you guys think? What would you do? Would you keep building? I guess I could put you right there.
You're gonna ask Scotty for me.
Okie dokie. Someone said you could just put it all in a plastic bag and it would be okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
If you're gonna paint a little bit later,
Well, I don't know. Like later isn't like another day.
like tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see what Scotty says first.
Okay. Alright, let's see what's up with this. Now on the inside here, I need to cut some pieces to keep the batteries from moving around. You don't want these shifting around in the event of a crash. You don't want the connections to pull apart. So I'm thinking I'm going to build a little something in here to make sure these batteries, if we got in an accident, didn't flip over and become projectiles for me and Steph, you know, around the way. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure these things are locked in really good. So while Steph's cleaning up, I guess I'll get a couple pieces of wood out and make some measurements. Start cutting some pieces of wood to tie all this stuff together. You okay? Alright. That works. So I guess I'm going to get some of this slat material. Probably just going to get some bungee cords and bungee them in like I've done everyone else. If you use the real big rubber bungee cords, the big ones, they seem to work out the best. So that's probably what I'm going to be using on this. But I think if you guys just give me a minute, I'm going to try to set up some of the stuff we got last night for Steph, so when she gets done washing her hands and stuff, she can show you all the cool items she got yesterday. Well, Steph's taking care of the painting supplies. I really want to get started on this, but I kind of figure as soon as I do, she's gonna come on over here and we'll be able to open these packages. We went shopping yesterday after we took care of the sink problem. So I'll be getting some bungee cords to this perfect. But just kind of wait on Steph for a minute. $111 people watching. Thanks, guys. I will be removing all this gray carpet tomorrow, I think, and redoing the surveillance cameras and the wires the next day. So once I get the kitchen going, we can get this countertop cut that we purchased, and that'll be good to go. So about how long do you need, babe? Couple. Good deal. No problem, sweetheart. I was just checking on you. So I'm not sure if we're going to need another coat of paint. I'm assuming we will. And that color looks nice. I'm assuming we're going to need another coat of paint. And that board is going to go against this wall right here. And then on top of that board, with the tire well sticking out, is going to have a Corian countertop on the top that will match this side. So it doesn't look like we've done much, but shopping definitely takes a while. Today we went to Home Depot and I'm gonna flip you around. Alright. We went to Home Depot today, and just to get some wood cut and to get checked out took like an hour and a half just to go to the Home Depot. So, but we actually went to Home Goods yesterday, and Steph got all the things that we have in the van that are starting to look old after using them in the van for like 3 years. So it was nice to be able to go into Home Goods and get a whole bunch of new kitchen accessories. Also, underneath the stove and oven, we decided we wanted a nice drawer to put like the pot, the cups, and the bowls and our plates and that kind of stuff in there. So Steph found her a really cool box that I can put the sliders on and be able to use that as basically as a drawer. So that's going to be really nice to have that. And we got a couple other things in the mail. So Steph will be done here in just a second. Does anybody have any questions? I see we got 100 people on. Thanks, nice job. Putting in a staircase up to the roof next week for Sheldon. Oh, that would be interesting. We are going to be the whole top of the van after Descend on Bend. We are adding another solar panel on top to have a total of 325 watts, 625 watts of solar on the top. So we have a 305 watt panel now, 36 volts. We are going to be upgrading and buying, our Patreon is going to be purchasing a 320 watt panel, 36 volts, for us to put up on the top to add to the 305. So that'll be 625 at 36 volts. And the whole back, the awning and the back box where the lights are and stuff, I'll show you. That all is gonna just stay. But the top boxes, they're gonna have to, something's gonna have to be done, and we have the max air fan right in the in the middle. So, I, that's that we'll have to figure that out. But I think I can fit everything on the top and still have a couple boxes up there for storage. Because if you don't know, like we store our outdoor room, extra clothes for like winter clothes and stuff like that, extra hiking gear and recovery gear, and extra food in case you get stuck or this or that. You definitely need to have recovery gear to get you out. If you don't know, we got some of the tread things too on our first unboxing. If you want to go back to last week when we started unboxing stuff last Friday, you could check that out. So it looks like stuff's almost done. So yeah, you did a good job. But a lot of these items Steph already had that we purchased last night, but it was just nice to get a brand new set to go in the brand new kitchen. So start fresh over. We've been living in this van for like 3 years now almost, and we've been to a lot of back roads places, over a lot of rough terrain, and a lot of people are asking, why are we upgrading the van? It looked great. There was no issues with it. Why? And the basic reason is to make it, just to change a couple of those little things, like having a freezer and a refrigerator and having them slide out from underneath the floor, and having a little bit better sink, and those little things that you've learned what works and what doesn't work. And I tell people all the time, whenever you get ready to build out a rig, pick everything that you want in that van and put it in a big pile. And then you have to figure out how to make that puzzle work, because all of that has to go in there, but it has to be put in there in a certain way. And that makes a big difference when you're organizing these vans, is losing space. I know someone mentioned maybe I put the batteries, instead of where they are, put them where where I had the propane tank. That's a great idea, but 4 of these VMAX 125 amp hour batteries are huge, and that space there is just not big enough to occupy that spot. So that's why I put them where they're at. They're kind of over in the corner where Steph kind of sits, and the bed doesn't slide out, and you got the 2 refrigerators there. So it really, that's really the only place I can put them. Is there. Having those big 4 batteries takes up a lot of room. Before, if you noticed, I had them lined up behind our storage area underneath the bed. But to have the refrigerators go all that way and be able to pop out, you have to have that extra space behind it where the batteries are. That's why I've pushed them all over this corner, and I am switching the side of where all the solar stuff is also. Look at you.
Ta-da!
All clean, guys.
And if I could get my hands on a little bit of Downy, I'll probably put just a drop of Downy or something on here.
We have some over there right outside.
Because they say that if you put Downy on your used paintbrushes, it'll actually make them like new again. So that's a little tip that I learned before. I think I got more paint on me cleaning this pan than I did painting. But I do have to dry off before I open up.
No problem, sweetheart. Yeah, you didn't get any paint on you at all. On your clothes. Awesome.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
I could still fall on the board.
Don't do that, sweetheart. So that's what's happening with the solar, and everything's going to kind of start coming together here. Monday, the new sink, if you didn't know, if you're just coming on, yesterday, the reason we didn't go live is that we went to Home Depot to buy some wood. I got out the new sink, and it was just way too big. The size is too big. It was pretty much the wrong sink. So we decided we needed to get online and find a sink that would work. We found one with the same company and everything. with the same company, with the same benefits of having a cutting board and everything and a strainer built in it.
Our trash catching the
So it's identical to the one that we had, except it is the right size. It's 15 by 15, and I guess it's, if you want a link to that, I guess I'll start having to put some links. We don't have an Amazon store or anything like that. We should get one, but so you good?
I am.
I think you did an excellent job on that.
Thank
sweetheart.
you.
But so.
Without further ado,
So since we had to order a new sink and it was rainy yesterday morning here in Seattle, it kind of rained all day yesterday and the morning, and then we got up and we started doing stuff and realized that sink won't work. So that's when we kind of did a couple of the things that you saw that you didn't see in the last live. I kind of just buttoned up some stuff to make the bed more secure,
okay.
and then we went shopping at Home Goods. First, we went and got a little Chipotle
Dinner,
and
yeah.
some dinner after a hard day, and then we went to the Home Goods and found some goodies. So
Yeah.
I'll tilt the camera down, and all right. Without further ado.
So this is a really nice cutting board. We got it because it kind of matches the floor. And I like this because it's for the meat drip. So my last one had that, so I wanted to make sure my new one had this. But this one just really looks nice, and it's going to go with the inside of the van. So, and then this is your vegetable side.
Yep.
Yes, I know, I do love it. And it was at Home Goods. So Home Goods is kind of like an outlet store, and you have to go through all these ones to find it. And
But this one was only
Yeah.
$12.99 there. So
yeah, but it's
and
a really pretty color, and it was cool because we sat it on the floor and it blended in.
kind of matches.
So it matches a lot, and we really like it.
And
so
that way-
and my old one, I actually put in Terry and Scott's garage sale. And I just want to say I am really proud of us that, like, we don't have any extra stuff to put in the garage sale. Like,
we really don't.
the sink is coming out and we're getting a new one, so that's going in the garage sale. My cutting board went in the garage sale.
The batteries went in the yard sale.
I had some,
Actually, I
this
think
one, I got
Scotty's
new-
going to do something with
I
those
got
batteries.
new cookie
so.
sheets because I had my old cookie sheets from the Dollar Tree, so I got 2 new cookie sheets, and this is pretty cool. I got cookie sheet silicone liners, and I got 2 of those because when you make cookies or something, you can only put 6 on a tray, and a batch of cookies comes with like 12. So sometimes you have to use 2 cookie sheets, and so I got this one. It's nice and heavy, so it won't like twist or warp when you first start cooking it. I like the lip, so if you're cooking chicken or something, you don't get the grease in your oven. But I really like these, so I got 2 of these, and they came in a couple of different colors. I got a teal color for Rome because that's her color.
Yep.
And they only had 1, so I only got you 1, but it was in your color. And then
A few other things here. Here's
that.
what the cutting board looks like.
Yeah, it's a master class, I think. Yeah.
Master Class
Master
Premium
class.
Collection.
It's steel. They say that you should only use silicone and wood utensils. You should never use metal. I don't have a lot of metal utensils, but I did get a lot of silicone items in here. And Mike and I, when we first did this van build, it was like a lot of those silicone items disappeared. But now
Because when I was growing up, I always saw like silicone things, like cookie sheets and like muffin things, and I went to go buy some of that stuff, and it was just gone. Like, you couldn't find it. I even asked a couple of people at the Walmart that would maybe know, like, in that.
But now it is making a comeback.
Yeah.
Like, this is what this is the cookie sheet silicone matting. This is what it looks like.
And how much was that?
This was actually $6.99, and the cookie sheet was only
$5.99.
$5.99.
So,
But the cookie sheet and the silicone is gonna last a really long time. And these are a nice find because Mike and I do a lot of window shopping, and I actually haven't
seen them in a
any
long.
cookie sheet
Unless you go to
silicone
like a Bed
mats.
Bath and Beyond, and then they're pretty expensive. You
Yeah,
know, you can
and
find them, but they're expensive.
So this was a really nice find, and I got got me 2 of these, and they'll last a long time, and I think they'll do a lot of good, and they'll save my pans from like chicken grease and things like that that could be hard to clean after it's been baking for an hour.
I agree.
And then Mike is really good at some interior designs, and he picked out this to replace our old shoe holders, because a classic in any rig camper van is the shoes holders, because you could just put
We cut this
a
up,
variety
right.
of miscellaneous things. We do hold our shoes in it, but then we do have like one that holds our
Flashlight.
deodorants. We have some that go behind our sink, and those for our like water shoes and things like that. So these are really nice in van life, and you can cut them up and place them anywhere
We actually
you
have a
want.
whole video about a year and a half ago. We were in Sedona, Arizona, and we
Yeah.
have a whole video of us redoing them in the van
Just these.
once before.
Yeah.
But this time, we're kind of not shopping at Walmart, so the last things we got were at Walmart, and they
Yeah.
were like a tan fabric, where this is more of a gray fabric and
Yeah.
will match everything. And it was only $5.99, and I think at Walmart and stuff, I want to say these were $12.99. So this was a good find, and we'll cut this up and put it on the back door and behind our seats and stuff, and
Yeah,
and to have,
those.
you know, a little extra. So that's really, really nice. Well,
Did we show this drawer?
no, we didn't show the drawer.
So this drawer is really nice because underneath the oven and stove we'll have a space, and it's going to be as big as this drawer. So this drawer is going to be my kitchen drawer, and I think it's going to be really nice to hold all of our dishes and cups and plates and bowls and things like that. So I really like it, and
And I could put the sliders on the side. I have the push button slide, so I'll be able to put them on the
so
bottom
this is
or the
gonna be a
side,
drawer.
and it'll be underneath the oven and the stove.
And it's gonna be
where
a
before you had to
drawer.
kind of reach in there and get stuff.
Yeah.
This will actually pop out, push it and pop
Yeah.
out.
Because before
And
you really had to like really matrix
dig,
it
yeah, to get in there and do
First
it.
you're looking upside down, and then you're digging in there. So this is nice. You
You'll
just
be able
pull
to
it
pull
out.
out, and she'll be able to get to everything in the back and see what
Yeah.
you have a lot easier. And it's pretty well made,
Yeah.
and it was on clearance. So we didn't think it was on clearance, but it was normally $20 on clearance for $15.
So that's
I don't
not
think I
bad.
could make this little thing for $15.
Right, with the
so,
price of wood today.
So, and it's dovetailed on the side, like,
And
you know,
it's
box.
got these really nice hinges on the bottom, which really make it look finished. I like it.
And so I think it was a nice touch, and it'll save a little time, and it's sturdy.
And it's simple, so if we wanted to paint it, we could.
We can paint it. I can even put a little bit of molding on the front of it to match
Something.
and make it
Yeah.
decorative, and then we'll paint it with the white, and it'll all kind of match. So I'll probably build this up with some kind of trim and make a design on the front, and then that way when we paint it, it'll all look nice. So
Right.
this will need to be painted too, I'm pretty sure.
It's bee season.
Bee season here. So that'll be something good to sit everything on,
Yeah.
I guess. Is Ramblin' Rome on this live stream? She might not be. She might be traveling. So if you don't know, we're actually building out a second 1995 GMC rig for someone that just, there's nothing wrong with her rig, but why not pimp it out, you know, like. So that's what we're gonna do after our build. We're gonna be building out Ramblin' Rome's build. And two of the things we got in the mail, we had one of these in our in the other build, but it was looking kind of funky. We had it for 3 years. You change out the filters every 6 months on these, but it's a Brita water filter that you put between your water tanks and between your water tank. Let me move me over this a little bit. Between the water tanks and your faucet, so that it, you know, we try to buy filtered water everywhere we can, but you never know. It's usually city water that's been filtered. So that's why we wanted to do a new one of these. And we're also going to be putting one of these in Ramblin' Rome's. If you buy these at like Home Depot, I want to say these are almost
$70.
almost $70 a piece at Home Depot. But if you go on Amazon, I don't have an Amazon store. I'm not an Amazon affiliate. I'm not anything like that. But
They are
35
about-
bucks.
yeah.
Like, so we got two of them,
For the same
one for
price.
Rome and one for us for the same price. So that was a good find. And you change out this filter every 6 months, and that'll keep you a little bit better. We do have a couple life straws that we have in the van, and if we really think the water, we could always, we keep them in our
have
backpacks.
them, but we have never opened
We haven't
them.
had to use them, and I hope we never have to, right? That's the thing.
I mean, I'm not too picky about it. I will drink out of a faucet. I will wash my face with a water hose. But, like, it is nice to have this, but...
For the taste and everything.
Yeah.
Because it does sediments and chlorine for odor and taste and sediments. So, that's a...
And
if
the
you're
bigger
building
one
something,
you get, the more stuff you're just taking out.
pretty much. So you can get these bigger. If you have a bigger RV or a bigger van, you can actually have one of these that has like 3 different things on it and does different filtration. But we just don't have the room for a bigger one. So you can put multiples of these. And it was like $200.
Mike would like a big one for $200, but I just think in a camper van, like this is suggested for a bathroom sink.
Right.
So that's the size of ours. So I just honestly don't think that if you're doing just a small sink like ours, that you would need anything bigger than this, because that's what is suggested for a small sink. So I don't think we're limiting ourselves. I don't think we're doing anything
We're not skimping.
wrong.
I don't think that either.
I think we're
think
getting
so.
the right pump for the right sink, because we thought about getting a 3-1, but then it was for a dual kitchen sink, and
we've been using this for the last 3 years, and it's worked great. You change out the filter. It's like $10 for a new filter every 6 months.
So for what we need, and pretty much maybe for any of your remodels or anything, you might want this. If you're going with the fifth wheel or an RV or bigger rig like that, you might just want to go ahead and get the 3-cylinder one.
Why not? Because you got the room.
Yeah.
But
if you're just going to do a smaller sink in a van, I would definitely say that this purifier is probably the one to go.
And like I said, we don't get paid by Brita, and it's just a product.
So we don't get paid by Brita, so that's enough about them.
So, like, you want to see this?
More silicone items. I noticed that, again, when we were doing our first original van build, the ice cube trays, now they're starting to get lids. And so that's what this is. This is an ice cube tray, but it came with a lid and silicone. So now that we have the freezer, it will still be nice to have ice for our drinks. So you just fill this up, put the lid on it so it can't spill in the fridge, or excuse me, the freezer, and just like that. You pop it out, and shouldn't have any problem, no like twisting the hard plastic or anything like that.
Them, right.
So I really like that. Ice cream trays will probably eventually all go to silicone, but I probably would have bought 2 of these, but I only found 1.
And they have bigger ice cubes, but we really don't need the bigger ones.
It's $4.99. Probably a little expensive for an ice cube tray, but again,
we're on a 4x4 road, and
so
you just filled it up, and in the morning, at least it won't slosh all over the... Is the filter hard to install? No, it's not hard at all. Basically, between your water pump and your sink faucet, you just cut that line and tap into each side on a spigot. It's very easy. I would say, we'll find out. You'll get to see me install it live, but I would think it's a 20-minute job. Once you have all the tools and everything out, it's pretty simple. So it's something that you could add to your system now that you would use for the rest of the time you have your rig.
Replace your filter for 6 months. I did get an onion container because onions seem to be a sensitive subject on YouTube, because a lot of people say that you shouldn't put them in the fridge and you shouldn't put them in a Ziploc baggie. So just buy a container for what it's used for.
For a half an onion when you only use half of it for
And just
a
do what you
meal.
can. I just bought the onion container.
It's $2.99. I mean, I thought that might help in the fridge to kind of keep an onion and maybe
Everything
not.
else I do, people
Maybe
tell
not,
me it's wrong.
and
so.
maybe the whole fridge won't smell like onions if you put it in there, right? That's
Yeah,
that's
and
the
we
hope,
only
right?
use like half an onion. We'll never use
use a whole onion. We always seem to throw the other half out, you know?
So that's good.
Alright.
And then I did get a silicone. Again, silicone is really nice because like on the cookie sheets, they're steel, or I got a Lodge pan the other day, a nice cast iron pan. These are really for my cast iron pans because you're not really supposed to use like an abrasive sponge or anything like that could eventually wear down your pan. So I got a nice silicone sponge, and that's for my nice cast iron pans and my steel cookie sheet. So that should last a while. I just got one of those. I just figured I'd only need one, but I just really...
It's one of those things you just replace as you go along. We replace those every couple months. And
yeah, but
it's kind of like this thing here.
But
you just buy a new one every 6 months.
But for your steel pans and your cast iron pans, you really shouldn't be using metal or like the normal sponges you get. So silicone is why I went to take care of my pans.
And of course a new scrub brush too.
Yes,
I mean,
ours
it's always
a little
nice
greasy. So this is a nice little bamboo scrub brush. This wasn't that much, $3.99. And so this could also clean my pans and things like that.
Here we go.
Don't worry about onions, Craig says.
All right, let's push you up a little bit now. There we go.
All right.
There's a couple more things.
Okay. And this is actually for Sheldon, even though it's a kitchen item. But it's kind of hard to just find a little strainer.
Because they all have that little thing in the front, the little pokey thing in the front.
So,
you can't get in the corners, she says.
Yeah,
right?
so I can't get in the corners of Sheldon's tank. So this is just for his old food and when I need to scoop it out. So this is actually just for Sheldon. This is actually for Sheldon too. This is for his shell. I got it because he's now shedding. So they say if it takes too long to shed, do a little solution of 50% vinegar, 50% water, and just scrub their shell in a little circle like that. So this is actually for Sheldon too. And then that's it. He only got 2 things. And then this is a steamer. I have a collapsible steamer or a collapsible strainer right now, and I'll just put that in my pan and put my lid on it and make my own type of steamer. But this one you could put, this one you could put in any size pan. And I kind of burnt up my old silicone strainer by doing that. So I just got this. And the Patreon did send me some new strainers the other day, so I don't want to mess them up by doing the same thing that I'm doing now. So I just got this. It says it should fit any size pan. So
we like to have a lot of steamed vegetables. Now that we have the refrigerator and the freezer, we can actually get some fresh vegetables.
Or like steaming fish. I like to steam fish.
And last but not least.
Last but not least, Mike says.
Goodness.
So this is blackout curtains, and we actually drop these down for when we're trying to be stealthy. And it actually helps because we always actually drop them down. Like even now at Terry and Scott's, we drop them down. So in the morning, the sun doesn't like hit us in the face, and if we want to sleep in, we can. So this is pretty nice because our last ones are black. This one has like a
little gray tone to it.
Gray tone, but if you look at it another way, it kind of looks like a little blue. So we really like that. And it's thicker than the blackout curtains that you buy at Walmart. So,
yeah, the ones we have now from Walmart, they're kind of thin, but they really do knock the sunlight out.
Right.
I really can't complain about the sunlight, but I'm hoping that the thicker fabric here will not only allow for the sun to be less, but also heat and air conditioning.
And we got a rod, so we just put it in there.
Or warmer in the van means a lot because you lose a lot of heat and a lot of cooling in the front cab. And if you can isolate that like we do now, but what we have is thinner. This one says blocks noise, saves the furniture, light, and energy. So And these were pretty cheap. I mean, I've seen most of the time
They're
at
like 30, 40
30
bucks
$40
at like
at
TJ Maxx, JC Penney's,
$20. So
Marshalls.
this was the only one in gray and this thickness. I
Yeah.
thought if we're looking around and we find something better, we can always take it back.
But it's really nice. We really like the color, so we'll probably keep it.
I think we're keeping it.
And this is for a full length window, so it should be and there's 2 of them, so it should be able to be the length we need it to be, and that should be perfect.
Yeah.
So that was our little shopping trip, and that was a lot of fun.
We did actually. We're 15% on the battery, so that's gonna kind of work out here. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did you want to just
Well, we'll kind of
say thank you, guys?
Well, we'll kind of. I did want to tell everyone that we purchased 3 boxes of flooring. And we did return 1 box yesterday. I kind of want to keep this as like a vlog for what we did
what we're doing.
and
But
what we
it
did
was-
for us later on. You
yeah,
know, even though I'm just kind of trying to document.
Right, and it was pretty cool because I do want to say this, like, you know, when you're, I was thinking when you're working at Home Depot and Lowe's, you'll get customers who come in and you might get used to those customers, but then once their project's done, you'll never see them again. So it was pretty cool because the lady, she was a younger girl like myself, and she was helping us with the floor. And she had a story about her and her grandfather, and they installed a floor like ours in his house and things like that. And so I went back to her and I showed her the flooring, and I was like, "Here."
When we were returning the one, she was
thought
just
that
happened
would
to be right there when
Yeah.
we were coming up to the return desk. We were waiting in line.
Yeah, and she was so nice and answered all of our questions. And I thought, how cool would that be to answer somebody's questions? And then they came back and was like, "Look, here's my project.
Right.
You know, I took your advice.
And it looks nice.
Yeah,
you
and she
know?
said it looked really nice. So that.
And she was like, it was really easy for her and her grandfather to put together. It's been in the house now for like a year, and it's been able to, you know, dogs and everything. So it kind of made me feel a little bit better, and I don't see why she really had any reason to upsell us.
I do see your comments.
Go ahead. Did you see them? No.
Someone said, "Do you see me?"
Oh yes. Faye, how's it going?
Yes, Mama Faye.
We see all of your comments. We know you comment a lot. Thanks a lot for your comments.
You came on. She's so lovely. It's always nice. She always makes a smile on my face. She's such a happy person.
We have a lot of people that have been putting a lot of nice comments. The phone's getting ready to die, and this live stream's about an hour and 9 minutes.
I mean, I'm glad you did say hey, because I didn't catch the name, so I didn't realize it was you, Mama Faye. So I am glad you said hey. Good day, folks. Hi, Randy.
How's it going?
Thank you so much for stopping on this live, and I just want to thank you for commenting, because I know you do a lot of comments lately, and I just want to say thank you for that.
And thanks to our moderators, Lulu and Scooter and Craig.
You guys might get tired of me saying this, but we just love you so much, and between you and us, I think we have the best subscribers out of all the YouTube channels, because you guys always amaze us and always bring
This wouldn't be
smiles to our faces.
possible without you. I still am just dumbfounded that we go to the store and pick out what we want, and we're rebuilding this new van, and we're just so blessed. So thank all of you. Without all of you,
and the Patreon,
this would have never happened. Without having all of you,
is so amazing. I just want to tell you, I keep thanking the Patreon who's doing this, and the Patreon said, "This is not me. I'm just the vessel. This is God's doing." So, like, you guys are truly amazing, and you guys always blow our minds, and we just want to thank you so much. And we have the best subscribers out of all the YouTube channels. Thank you so much.
And if you were, for the 152 people that are on here, this morning on...
The van build is definitely not finished. It's coming along.
It's coming along. On another live stream, Terry from Destination Open Road kind of made a small announcement. They are going to be having a little meetup here at their place at the end of the month. So,
and I think it's 2 Fridays from now, because they're going to do it the weekend before Bend. Bend is 3 Fridays from now. So 2 Fridays from now, they will be doing a meetup.
And we should be here if all goes well. I don't see any
Yeah.
reason why we won't be here. So if
Yeah.
you're in the Washington area, please
Washington, Seattle.
head on over to Destination Open Roads channel. They'll be doing something here in the next couple of
And
days
they'll
to make an
probably giving out
announcement.
more details
Yep.
on it and things
So
like
that's
that.
all I want to talk about, but it did kind of come out this morning on another live stream.
Yes.
So I just
So if
wanted
you
to
wanna
put that out there.
Message them RSVP.
Yep.
You know what?
So
ask them
they'll
if your
talk
rig
to-
will make it. I mean,
Yeah, they'll
you've
talk
seen
to you
Eric's
about
rig
what.
and things like that here, so it should make it.
So we're looking forward to that. We're also looking forward to going to Descend on Bend. We're looking forward to meeting as many of you as we can. That's one of the things we really enjoy, is meeting our subscribers.
Yes.
And getting to know you more personally. And when you comment and interact, we kind of know who you are.
How many
It
miles
really
per gallon
makes-
do you get to the van? Like 22, 23?
We get about 25 now.
25?
About 25 to the gallon. Depends on the terrain, of course.
Yeah.
You know, anywhere from 23 to 27. You
Yeah.
know,
Definitely going up hills and
up
stuff.
hills
That'll
is a little
mess you
bit
up.
more. And it depends on if we're heavy, if we're full of water and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff does kind of affect us. Even though 15 gallons of water are still at 8 gallons a pound, you know, 8 pounds per gallon, that's still a lot of
Yeah.
extra weight. So that's, you know, we do better than most people as far as gas mileage, and that's one of the reasons why we
don't
still
wanna
have
get
a big,
yeah,
small
we don't
rig.
really want to get a bigger van because our gas would definitely go up, and it's like $40 to fill up the van, and we get about 350 miles on
About
it,
450
and
miles.
you just
yeah.
can't beat that.
When is Descend on Bend? On Bend is Labor Day weekend, and it is in Bend, Oregon. There are
Yes.
tickets now on sale.
Line.
If you'd like to go and get a ticket, we will be there the whole event, and we would love to meet you. So it's Labor Day weekend. It's a huge party. We were there last year. If you want to see some about what
Yeah.
goes on there, check out our videos from last year. Go back and just put Van Life Sheldon's Travels, Descend on Bend in Google, and you can see us there last year having a great time. And I'm sure
Yeah.
we're going to have a great time. A lot of our friends are going to be there again this year, and we're good on battery. A lot of our friends are going to be there from again this year, and it's always nice to just be around our friends and people that we really know, and to get to meet new people, and to show off our new remodel.
Yes, somebody
that
was
will
asking,
be the
are we going to show off the remodel at Descend on Bend? Of course.
Yeah, the new remodel will be done before the meetup here, and will be done before Descend on Bend. So the top solar won't be done, but that's okay. We'll be running off the 305 watts. No,
Yes.
she's not 18.
Actually,
Steph's
25.
25 with a couple college
I can buy
degrees,
cigarettes
guys.
and
So,
beer.
but I guess we'll get off this live. I know there's a lot of people here, but the sun's going down.
I just want to thank everybody for their kind words. Thank you for all the good jobs. It is really encouraging because sometimes we do get discouraged.
We do.
about
It's kind of hard, living in the van. I know a lot
Or
of you
just
are wondering how
finding
we're.
out a lot of this process.
It
'Cause,
is.
we're not master carpenters or painters or anything like that. So we just really appreciate all the kind words. Thank you so much,
And
everyone.
we really wanted to do this live as something different.
We will definitely show you Sheldon before we go.
Yeah, I mean,
He's actually in his tank.
he's
so I'm
in
gonna
his
get-
tank, so we can grab him. But I wanted to show you this process live, and so you can see how long things take, because a lot of people are very optimistic on how long it takes to build a van or build a house or build out a trailer, and I kind of want people to understand how long this process takes. I'm shooting for 14 days to build this out, and we're kind of at like day 5 right now, and we're halfway done. But if you look at the van, we're about halfway done. So we're, in my eyes, we're right on the timeline. I don't want to wear out my welcome here at Scott and Terry's house. We never like to wear out our welcome anywhere we go, and that's why we like to keep moving. Not only do we enjoy seeing new places and new things, but when you have friends, you don't want to take advantage of them. So you like to stay with them for a couple of weeks and get your projects done, get mail done, and then move on and do other things. So that's why we're kind of staying motivated to get this done in a timely manner. Scott and Terry have been amazing. They have told us to do what we need to do and take our time, but it's just being respectful of other people's time and space and trying to get this done in a timely manner. And I hope you understand that, and that's why I'm doing it live, so that you can see the mistakes. I want you to see what happens when you mess something up. What do you have to do to fix it? And what does it look like when you get done? And I know a lot of my videos, I just show the process, and then you go along and you think that it took me 10 minutes to do something where it took me 2 days, and the processes of how it went. Now you see, okay, he goes live for an hour or two every day of building. He's also, going to Home Depot and having relaxation time. So I'm doing about 4 hours a day, a couple hours a day at the Home Depot, 3 or 4 hours a day of building, and that's how you just kind of keep it going with it. And don't go so fast. Think things through. We got a lot of projects, a lot of different levels, but it's gonna come together. So I guess we should get off of here before the battery dies. We're gonna clean up our mess. Tomorrow morning we'll put another coat of paint on and let it dry. Thanks for watching. Please like,
comment,
and subscribe.
check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
More content on the Patreon.
And as always, we'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to hit that bell for the notifications on the next time when we go live.
Because we'll be going live tomorrow, guys, to put some of this stuff together that we painted. See you tomorrow. Oops.